Well, good evening, everybody. Ken Johnson here with you on this. Hold on, give me just a second. Kind of messy back here. Let me clean this up real fast. So, tonight is Wednesday. Hard to believe, man. And I know I say this every day, but hard to believe that we're already almost through this week. So, today is Wednesday, July the 31st, the last couple of hours in the month of July 2024. We're about to enter August. Of course, August is the month when we start back to school. High school football games get started up later on this month. College football games get started up at the end of this month. Our first NFL preseason game is tomorrow night, and we'll see those ramp up here in the coming weeks as well. So hard to believe that we're just like a little over a month away from the start of the regular NFL season here. I love football, so I'm excited about it. My wife does not love it. She hates it, but I love it. So anyway, August is here, and I'm sorry, kids, but it's almost time to go back to school. So hopefully you're ready for that. I hope you've had a great summer. And, from a weather standpoint, the summer's been really good. But, as we've been talking about, and as you know, it's gotten a lot hotter now. And it's probably going to stay this way for a little while, I'd imagine. I imagine it's going to be this way for the foreseeable future, probably. So, give me a second here. I'm trying to go to my chat here. So Cameron's birthday is in August this month. Is that right? Yeah. So, and I can't make the heat go away. I can't make it go away until maybe October. It can be hot here in September. September is usually the month, though. It will still stay hot during the day, but you'll start seeing your nighttime temperatures get a little better in September. October is when we really start to get our cooler weather, and it really gets cold when you get to Halloween. That's when it really gets cold. So Cameron, you're finally going to be, what, 21 years old? Look at there. Cameron's going to finally be old enough to legally go to the store and buy himself a beer. Good job, Cameron. I'm excited for you. Happy birthday, man. So what's going on in my world? What's going on in your world? Tell me about how your day went and what's going on. You know what, Corey? I don't know that it will. It could. It could. I just don't know. I don't. Typically speaking, the average temperatures by the end of August drops into the low 90s. I don't even know if that'll happen or not. That's still way too far away. So, of course, I'm sure somebody will tell me, well, my app says, as a meteorologist, that's the thing that drives you the most crazy when you're talking to somebody and says, my app says. I'm like, okay. So, good evening, Carrie. Yeah, it's been pretty hot out there today. It hadn't been a super hot summer, so I can't complain too much. But I don't like it, though, when I set my thermostat to a certain temperature and the AC is running nonstop and the temperature is only going up in the house. And that happens. When it gets above 100, that's what happens. I was told that our ACs just are not meant for temperatures much above 100. They're mostly meant for temperatures below 100. And whenever it gets above 100, it's harder for it to cool. Aftershocks, I haven't seen any aftershocks this week here, Brendan. Brendan wants to know, what do you think about aftershocks? I haven't seen any. We had over 80 earthquakes last week with those in the Snyder, Texas area. So if you take a look at things and the way they've been, they seem to have subsided. So whatever was creating that and causing that, is. And again, I'm not a geologist, so I have very limited knowledge of earthquakes. I know how they happen and what causes them, that kind of thing, but I'm not an expert on those. So, I got that built several weeks ago. Been working on renovating a half bathroom, and this half bathroom was supposed to take me half a day, and it's a month and a half now that I've been working on it. I've been dealing with plumbing. Finally got that fixed. Flooring. I should have just pulled up the tile that was in there and just put down new tile, but instead my wife wanted me to paint the tile that was in there, and that's been an issue. So, let's see here. Replying to Corey Davis. Cameron, he's here on my page. He's chatting. He didn't want to drive tonight. He told me, he said, Ken, if you'll stop and pick me up, I'll go in with you. Well, I'm tired too, man. So I didn't stop and pick him up. So he said he didn't feel like driving tonight. That's why he's not here. And he's off. To be fair, it's his off day, and I'm okay with that. He doesn't have to be in here every single time. I do these. hopefully pretty soon we'll have an easier system here to be able to bring some of these viewers in and bring Cameron in on here from anywhere. It's my goal to have you guys be my eyes and ears to weather out there, and have you guys be my reporters. So, and have you live on with me some. Of course, this thing I'm doing, Weather After Dark, really isn't. I mean, we talk a little bit. We talk about weather, and that's probably what it's mostly focused around. But we really talk about anything and everything. Last night we talked about Marvel movies. We had Chris and Cameron here with me in the studio. So, and tonight it's just really just me by myself. So, I just talk about whatever. So, yeah, I mean, this time of year there's really nothing to talk about. So I've been having an issue with sleep. I've developed a little bit of insomnia recently, and I think it's because I'm just way overstimulated because I'm doing all this work in my house and I have all these thoughts going through my head. Anyway, I lay down at night and I can't go to sleep. So, NyQuil will make me go to sleep. Melatonin, I don't like melatonin because melatonin, it makes me go to sleep, but it gives me really weird dreams, and I have these really crazy weird dreams all night. I don't like taking it either. So I got my sister-in-law to pick me up some stuff from the CBD store last night. I just like, I know that a lot of those CBD things are good for sleep, natural type things to help you go to sleep with. So she brought me these gummy things, and they said, they say, of course nobody told me. I cut them in two though, and it's only had like a half of it. Well, half of it made me feel really bad. I mean, I felt horrible all day today. And I'm still tired from it right now. I am still tired from right now. I was so. I don't even know if I really slept last night. I think it was more like a dream state all night. I just felt terrible. So, no more of that CBD crap for me. That stuff's just not good. Not good for you, I don't think. So, I mean, it's good for some, but it's not good for me. So I guess I'm just going to try to go back to the old-fashioned way of just trying to fall asleep without any help at all. So, yeah, I do. Yes and no, Scott. I do have my home set up there, but it's just not what I want it to be. It's far from perfect, and it's just not what I want it to be. I mean, it's a nice computer, a nice camera, a nice microphone, and I will eventually do some stuff there, but it isn't what I wanted it to be. I had aspirations of doing some stuff kind of like some of these guys do on the internet and do some coverage of severe weather on there. But I just don't have time to do it. I just haven't had time to do it. And when we do have severe weather, I'm here at the station. And the station is my number one. So I don't have time to do what some of these other guys are doing. I'd like to be able to do it and give you guys good information, give you guys accurate information, from a trusted source and somebody that's not going to steer you wrong. But I just haven't had time to do it. So, I think that my only source of weather forecasting will probably remain here at Channel 6 and then here on Facebook Live with you people from time to time. So, yeah. Corey Davis says, I'm overly stimulated too. The prime cause a female. Well, they can do that to you. They can certainly do that to you. So, all right. Well, what else is going on today? What else is going on in the world? I try to steer clear of politics because that's where so much gets ugly. So many bad and ugly things just get thrown around there when you start talking about politics. I try to steer clear of that on this. We could dabble a little bit into it, but I'm not going to get too much into politics. That's for sure. That's for Fox News or CNN, one of those. So, well, Cameron, you could have driven up here. You could have came in. You said, imagine if I was in the studio. It would be better because you kind of bring that energy, but you didn't come. You chose not to. So, there you go. But I'm tired right now, man. I really am. I'm really tired. So. But yeah, it is hot. So let me see if there's any weather graphics, any weather stuff I had something I wanted to show y'all. So I'm trying not to be too boring, but it's right now it's just kind of a boring time of the year in the world of weather. It's really boring, actually. let's see what the evening run of the HER model does for thunderstorm chances on Friday. Earlier, it was trying to bring some storms in, so nothing expected tomorrow here. There's some storms up to our north, and then there's some storms trying to build down our way on Friday in some of areas, but probably not much. I think our best chance for rain will come on Saturday. Personally, that's just my personal opinion of that. So, well, dude, I mean, you could have driven. You could have driven, Cameron. You could have just driven as easily as I could have. So, like I told you, I'm just kind of tired tonight, man. I didn't really feel like stopping, man. I'm just too tired. So yeah. What is something else? Well, guys, we bring some stuff to talk about here. You guys, that's what this is for you guys. Tell me what you want to talk about here. You're welcome, Ty. And like I say, this is supposed to be some fun stuff for us to do here. Usually Cameron's here and it makes it fun, but you're listening to Boring Ken tonight. So not a lot of fun here with just me. I think it's the annual, what is this? The annual Perseids meteor shower, I think, is this right now. It's you can see them late at night. You know, I've always been real disappointed in that meteor shower, you know, because the meteor shower, I've always been told and read that, hey, you're going to see 100 per hour. And I'll go out and see like 2 in 2 hours. So, no, I have not watched Twisters yet. I need to go see it. I haven't seen it yet. Cameron has. I've not seen it yet, though. So, Tropic's kind of trying to get a little active, Scott. Yeah, there's some activity down there now, disorganized. But there's some indication that somewhere near the Florida Peninsula there could be some development over the course of the next week or so. So, well, I love college football, and you can always talk about college football with me, always, or any football for that matter. You know, any. And I'll tell you what, and those of you in Wichita Falls, it's going to be real weird this year, not talking about Hershey or Old High or Ryder. It's going to be really, really weird to not see the Rojo helmets out there and whatnot. Very, very weird. And it's the first year I won't have a kid playing high school football. So, well, it'll be interesting to see what OU does in the SEC. A lot of people are just thinking they're going to be real mid, but I don't know. OU's a good football program. They are, you know. So, I don't think OU is up there with Alabama, you know, or Georgia. But I would say that, you know, OU's probably somewhere in that second tier, probably somewhere right below that, probably runs somewhere pretty close to Tennessee, you know, Ole Miss, those kind of teams. I think that Texas probably is maybe a hair better than OU this year, maybe. But you know, you never know when they play, because you know they play each other. You know, the OU just always brings it, and they just cap Texas's number. So I mean, you just don't know who's going to win that one. And I don't have college football 25, so I can't talk about it much. So what's up there, Kimmy Edwards from Vernon? Yeah, it's fun and exciting to watch your youngsters play. You know, believe it or not, back when my kids were little, I was actually I was their football coach for the Boys and Girls Club. You know, I was the coach for the Fowler Mustangs, and then what was the other one I did? That was when they were little, Fowler Mustangs, and then we moved to the West. What was the Wolves? The Weston. Man, I'm having a brain fart. Sorry, but anyway, it's one of those teams. It was one of those schools over there, West Side or. Man, I don't know. I can't think right now. But anyway, I was a coach for that too. We had a total of, I think, 11 kids that came out, maybe 12. We barely even had enough to make a football team. And if somebody didn't show up, we didn't have enough to play a game. We had to forfeit. So, but we had fun. We had fun doing that. We were never very good. And I was never a very good football coach, but we had a lot of fun doing it. So I would do it again. This takes up a lot of time. So. Well, he just said he did not have a kid, so it is hot outside, but it is the end of July and the start of August. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be hot outside. So for all you complaining about it, it's just what it is. I mean, believe me, I'm right there with you. I don't like it any more than you do. I'm ready for pumpkin lattes, and I'm ready for some, Halloween decorations, and I'm ready for those cool evenings and cool mornings and mild sunny afternoons. Ready to see Fall carnivals, which I mean, I guess there's a few. I don't really, do we really have many fall carnivals around here? We have the Texas Oklahoma Fair, but I'm trying to think about any carnivals. We really don't have any of those much, I don't think. But I do enjoy the fall time of the year. So I think it's because I like football and I just like the cooling temperatures. This year I'll be in Italy here in a few weeks. Well, actually, I guess we're going to. My wife and I are going to Italy, and when are we going to go to Italy? I think it's September the 7th we leave to go there. So I've never flown on a plane for that. It's supposed to be an 8-hour flight. I've never flown on a plane for that long, but I do like to fly. So I am. I'll probably go to sleep. That's what I usually do. Yeah, we leave on the 7th. So, yeah, I'd love to do some haunted houses this year. So, people talk about getting out early and doing your yard work. It doesn't matter because it's already hot. It doesn't cool off this time of the year. I mean, it might be. I actually think the evenings are better than the morning because at least in the evening the humidity drops some. Morning is super hot, super humid there. So. I guess that's a big plane then, Corey. 787. So that's a big plane. Yeah, I will enjoy that. Like I said, I like to fly. I love to fly. Always been my dream to get my pilot's license. I have not gotten to, haven't gotten to do that yet. Now, last year, Cameron and I, talking about haunted houses. Last year, me, Cameron, and Jaden, along with some other people, went to one of the little haunted houses here. It was the Wicked Andy one, and typically speaking, the Wicked Andy haunted house is great. But they moved it this year. It's not in Charlie. It was, kind of out there between here and Burt Burnett, and it just wasn't as good as it normally is. I mean, it was decent, but it's usually just a little bit better. It wasn't very long, and it just, like I say, in years past, it was just better. So, yeah, I'd like to find like a really good one to go to. But they got some really good ones down there in Dallas. So Carrie, why wouldn't you get on an airplane? I love flying. I like just getting up there. It's just peaceful. That engine will put you to sleep. But like I say, I don't know. Flying for 8 hours, how that'll do. Because I'm sure I don't think I'll sleep the whole time. But I do plan on sleeping some. I need to get the doctor to give me some Ambien and just knock out. Wouldn't that be great? Now that is one sleep drug that does work for me. That doesn't make me feel bad, but it makes me feel like if I don't go to sleep right away, I feel like I'm in a dream. So it's it's a potent stuff, but I'm telling you that Delta 9 stuff and that CBD stuff just isn't for me, man. That stuff last night made me feel horrible. Yeah, long flights. As long as I don't do that sweet sleepwalking stuff, that sleepwalking stuff will, that I've done that before. I have very little memory of things sometimes when you take that Ambien. But it'll sure enough knock you out. I mean, it's a hypnotic drug and it will knock you out. But it's weird. It does not. If my wife takes 2 of them, it'll make her go to sleep, but one does nothing for her. But yeah, it sucks having insomnia. And she's had insomnia for years, but I just recently, had kind of developed some insomnia. I had it before many years ago, but I've kind of come back. The worst is when you will initially doze off and you wake back up and you can't go back to sleep. You sit there toss and turn, and no matter how long you sit there and toss and turn, you get hot, then you get cold, you get hot, then you get cold. So it's. Yeah, it just having insomnia sucks, and the next day you're tired. The good thing for me, and the good thing about my job here, is I know I don't get off until 11 o'clock, and most everybody that works, and I would say it's an average job. You're off by 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, and you go home and you have dinner, you do your yard work, you do whatever you need to do around the house, and you relax some and you go to sleep. Well, my busy time of the day is before I go to work. On my dinner break, I can be busy too, and then I come home at 11 o'clock, and I'm not done yet because I still got more to do. I got to get the dogs and take them all out, let them all out one more time. I got an old dog in Gunner. He's an old lab. He was my kid's dog as they were growing up. He's old, and he no longer can. Well, he can, but he really doesn't be going for the doggy door anymore. It's really rough on him. So I usually take him outside and walk him a little bit, let him go potty, then I bring him back inside. From there, I got to give my dogs their nighttime vitamins and treats, and then it's time to go to bed. And my wife changes the sheets in the bed like every 3 nights, and she doesn't do it until we go right before we go to bed because she wants them to be super clean and fresh. So that'll be tonight. So but then I do my chill time and I watch TV, watching whatever on TV, and then I'll go to sleep usually or I'll try to go to sleep around 1:30. But sometimes I don't go to sleep till 2:30, 3 o'clock. And there's been times where I can't go to sleep, and there's been times I've seen the sun come up. I can't even go down and go to sleep till after the sun comes up. So that sucks because it winds up ruining my day because there's not I don't get anything done when that happens. So, and today is one of those days where I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Just felt bad when I woke up. So, someone's battery is dying. Is my battery dying? Let me see. No, my batteries are good here too. Well, all right, so Daniel, that's a good question. He said, do you work 12 hours a day or so? And to be honest about it, weather never, ever, ever stops. Think about it. It's always something going on with weather. I mean, most of the time, except for this time of year. So I really don't have a work schedule because my life is my job. Constantly updating stuff on social media from time to time, doing forecasts. Just because I'm not in the building doesn't mean I'm not working. And then when I do come into the building, I'm working super hard from about the time I get here until the time I go on dinner break. So, but I don't really have I guess technically my work schedule is from 2:30, like from 2 to 11, I guess. But again, I don't really have a set work schedule that I work. Most days I come in about 2:30, maybe a little bit later or a little bit earlier, and then I'll go sometimes 1, maybe 2 hour lunch break and then back here. But, again, there's always something that's going on, weather, and, it all works together. So we talked to Myrtle Beach last night, Cameron. So to answer your question, no, I don't work a 12-hour day. Sometimes I work a 24-hour day, and sometimes I work an 8-hour day, and sometimes I work a 5-hour day. It just depends. So it's a good job, though. It's easy. It's really easy. So, guys that are out there, actually our reporters, they work hard. They have a hard job. Our producers, editors, they're the ones that work. I'm just back here just chilling. I like ice cream. I had a Snickers ice cream bar before I came back to work tonight. So good. So good. I've been eating a lot of junk lately anyway, so. Yeah, I used to love that. I had an ice, and I probably still would, but I don't know. I'm taking a little break from ice cream. Just taking a little break. And see, now also that was on TikTok. People didn't see me talk about ice cream much on Facebook. So last summer, every night I talked about my ice cream, and I ate ice cream and Ritz crackers. Man, it's fantastic. And if I was out of ice cream, I'd go to United and pick up another thing of ice cream on my way home from work at night. So yeah, I do like that one. Bluebell's cookie and cream cheese is pretty good. I like their butter. It's called Butterfinger. That's good. There's several of them I like. So, yep. And sometimes we would do our TikTok lives from there too. So it was fun. But I don't. This year I'm not doing that. I'm just so daggone busy. So, anyway. Well, folks, it's time for me to go get dressed for the 10 o'clock newscast. Thank you for joining me here on this edition of Weather After Dark. I'm sorry this was very boring for you to hear me ramble on about nothing. But sometimes that's just the way it's going to be. But sometimes it'll be really interesting. Who knows? I may even have a guest or two on. You never know. I may have, I don't know, maybe Dak Prescott on one day. Or maybe I'll have Reed Timmer on one day. Or maybe I'll have, Glenn Powell on one day. Well, probably not, but one can dream, right? All right. So I'm going to go, y'all. Y'all have a good night, and don't get too hot tomorrow, and have a good Thursday, and we'll see you tomorrow night right here on Weather After Dark. Maybe this time Cameron Lindsay will actually join us in the studio, and he won't be, at home twiddling his thumbs. That's probably what he's doing. Is that what you're doing, Cameron, twiddling your thumbs? Yeah, well, right now you definitely don't have to worry about weather at all. So nothing to worry about at all. So, all right, y'all.